A warm welcome to you here on News Hour, this hour on TV Sapiencia. The headlines today. The National Examinations Council has confirmed it will phase out the traditional paper pencil method. Beginning with the November-December 2025 SSCE, external all examinations will now be conducted using a full computer-based system. The parents of a teenager who died by suicide after receiving guidance on self-harm from ChatGPT filed a lawsuit on Tuesday against OpenAI and the CEO Sam Altman, alleging the company prioritized profits over safety when it released the GPT 4.0 version of its AI chatbot last year. In sports, no fewer than 6,382 athletes and officials will converge in Asaba for the 9th edition of the National Youth Games, scheduled to run from August 29 to September 6. My name is Chioma Vickwemeka. Thank you so much for joining us. The news in full. We begin in education, where the National Examinations Council has confirmed it will phase out the traditional paper pencil method. Beginning with the November-December 2025 SSCE external, all examinations will now be conducted using a full computer-based system. The federal government in July revealed that privately owned CBT centers and others belonging to public institutions will be fully deployed in the conduct of the school-based SSCE by 2026. In a statement shared with newsmen on Wednesday, that's today, the council said, and I quote, "The National Examinations Council, NECO, has concluded arrangements to migrate from paper pencil to computer-based examination, starting from the 2025 November-December Senior School Certificate Examination, external," end of quote. To ensure a smooth rollout, NECO has invited interested computer-based center operators across the country to apply for registration, subject to strict technical, infrastructural, and security requirements. The examination body noted releasing its detailed guidelines on hall requirements, system standards, and security measures. Away from that story, we move right now to Imo State, where the Governor, Hope Uzodinma, has approved a new minimum wage of 104,000 naira for civil servants in the state. Governor Uzodinma made this known during a meeting with various labor leaders, that's the union leaders, on Tuesday night at the government house in Owerri. The minimum wage was increased from 76,000 to 104,000 naira. Also increased was the minimum wage of doctors from 215,000 naira to 503,000 naira, while that of teachers in tertiary institutions was increased from 119,000 naira to 222,000 naira, among others. He said Imo citizens had faced numerous challenges since his government took office, including insecurity, the COVID-19 pandemic, economic hardship from reform policies, and disputes over minimum wage and subsidy removal. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, Nnamdi Azikiwe University Oka chapter, on Tuesday joined the nationwide protest of the union, lamenting the lecturers have been on the same salary scale for 16 years, despite worsening economic realities. The protesting lecturers, led by the branch chairman Innocent Nobia, blocked parts of the Enugu-Oka-Onitsha Expressway and marched across the university campus carrying placards with inscriptions such as "End Poverty Salary Now," "Federal government stop deceiving us," and "We don't want loan, pay us our money." Nobia said the federal government has failed to implement the renegotiated 2009 agreement, which was due for renewal in 2012, describing the situation as a show of shame. The lecturers demanded the release of 3.5 months withheld salaries during the 2022 strike, payment of outstanding 25 to 35% salary arrears, settlement of over 4 years promotion arrears, sustainable university funding, and an end to the victimization of members of some institutions. They also accused the government of failing to remit third-party deductions such as cooperative contributions, calling it a criminal act to withhold workers' money. The union warned that it could no longer guarantee industrial harmony if the federal government continued to ignore its concerns. The acting Vice Chancellor of UNIZIK, Carol Arinze Umubi, represented by Council Member Pius Okoye, commended the lecturers for their peaceful protest and promised to convey their grievances to the relevant authorities. We'll take a break right now. When we return, Awka Civic Center was filled to capacity last Sunday as the heads of the 33 villages in Awka converged for an Awka General Assembly. These and other stories will come your way after this timeout. Stay with us. Glad to have you still here with us. We move right now to Awka, where the Civic Center was filled to capacity last Sunday as the heads of the 33 villages in Awka converged for an Awka General Assembly, during which a 103-year-old Ichie Johnson Nwankwo Okafor from Omobo village emerged as the oldest man, that's Otochaloka community. Speaking during the ceremony, which was attended by the traditional ruler of Awka Obi, Dr. Gibson Wosu Ndiozo, among others, the traditional Prime Minister of Awka, Chief Benjamin Okoye, who spoke extensively on the procedure for the emergence of Otochaloka, cautioned the people against bringing local politics in the custom and tradition of their various communities for sustainable growth and development. The chairman of Awka Stakeholders, Chief Ken Ekwenugu, who is the chairman of the planning committee, said that due processes were followed to ensure a seamless emergence of Otochaloka, as letters were issued to all the villages in Awka to inquire the oldest man in their village as part of democracy, which Awka community is known for. In an interview, the oldest man, Ichie Okafor, who performed the kola nut rituals as custom demands, called on the people, especially youths, to always say the truth and stand by it. Away from that story from Awka and away from Nigeria, the parents of a teenager who died by suicide after receiving guidance on self-harm from ChatGPT filed a lawsuit on Tuesday yesterday against OpenAI and CEO Sam Altman, alleging the company prioritized profit over safety when it released the GPT 4.0 version of its AI chatbot last year. Matt and Maria Rain, the parents of a 16-year-old Adam Rain, filed the lawsuit in the Superior Court of California, United States. It marks the first legal action accusing OpenAI of wrongful death. The family submitted chat logs between Adam, who died in April, and ChatGPT, showing him expressing suicidal thoughts. They contend that the program reinforced his most harmful and self-destructive thoughts. The lawsuit aims to hold OpenAI responsible for wrongful deaths and breaches of product safety regulations while seeking unspecified financial compensation. Away from that story, we are following up on that story and we'll keep updating you. Now we move to sports. No fewer than 6,382 athletes and officials will converge in Asaba for the 9th edition of the National Youth Games, scheduled to run from August 29 to September 6. Organized by the National Sports Commission, the Games aim to promote grassroots sports and unearth the next generation of Nigerian champions. The confirmed figure followed the completion of the digital registration management process, with participants drawn from all 36 states of the Federation. The NYG has grown into a major sporting event, fostering unity and offering young talent a platform to shine on the national stage. This year's edition will feature 37 sporting events, promising a showcase of skill, teamwork, and determination across multiple disciplines. Defending champions Team Delta will be looking to hold on to their crown but face fierce competition from equally ambitious contingent at the 2025 edition. According to the NSC, the Games remain a celebration of talent, resilience, and national unity, with 9 days of thrilling action expected to produce the country's future stars. Well, that's it on the news this hour. A quick reminder of our top stories. We told you in education that the National Examinations Council has confirmed it will phase out the traditional paper pencil method. Beginning with the November-December 2025 SSCE external, all examinations will now be conducted using a full computer-based system. The parents of a teenager who died by suicide after receiving guidance on self-harm from ChatGPT filed a lawsuit on Tuesday against OpenAI and CEO Sam Altman, alleging the company prioritized profits over safety when it released the GPT 4.0 version of its AI chatbot last year. No fewer than 6,382 athletes and officials will converge in Asaba for the 9th edition of the National Youth Games, scheduled to run from August 29 to September 6. Well, that's it on the news this hour. Many thanks for joining us on News Hour on TV Sapienza. My name is Chioma Vickwemaga. Thanks for watching and stay with us. We have other programs to ensure that you are best entertained. Do have a great time. Bye-bye.